What if I told you there was a 2-minute habit that switches your brain back on, making you happier, energized, and feel alive again? 6 years ago, even though everything in my life outside was good, in here I felt completely empty, just flat. And after hundreds of hours of trying everything, this is one of the only things that actually helped. In this video, I'll share what this habit is, how it transformed my life, and how you can start today. But before I share the habit, let me explain what even causes this emptiness. Most men who feel empty inside think it's just who they are, and they try to manage it through diet, exercise, meditation, and whatnot. But they're actually treating the symptoms and not the cause. In order to heal and understand this emptiness, I read dozens and dozens of books from science to spirituality and everything in between, and I finally discovered the very cause, the first principle, which is a nervous system stuck and shut down. Let me elaborate. When a deer gets caught by a lion, the fight or flight mode suddenly becomes useless because it can't really run or compete with the predator. In such a case where the danger is deathly, the deer's body collapses into shutdown to survive. In shutdown, the nervous system saps the body of all energy and emotions so that there is least amount of movement. Because any movement when you're near the predator means instant death. The same mechanism was also seen in humans when they face a danger that is perceived as inescapable or deathly. But shutdown in animals or humans is actually a healthy survival mechanism. You and I are here because our ancestors went into shutdown and froze when a tiger got a hold of them, which gave them the chance to run away when the tiger got distracted by something else. The problem comes in when it becomes chronic because of childhood trauma. I won't go into the cause of shutdown in this video, but for me, here's what it looked like, and let me know below if this resonates with you. I felt meh all the time. I basically lived up in my head, completely disconnected from my body and emotions. Things that would really excite others weren't as exciting to me, but I also didn't feel a lot of negative or unpleasant emotions like sadness or hurt or shame either. In fact, I was so numb that it felt like there was a rock inside of my body below my head. I'm not even kidding. By the way, I've made a free quiz that helps you understand the root cause of this numbness. I'll put it in the description below. Do check it out. And here's the habit that helped me immensely to come out of this. On the journey to heal this numbness caused by shutdown, there have been days where I felt absolutely depressed, so depressed that I couldn't get out of my bed and even had suicidal thoughts. I didn't know it back then, but hopelessness is also a key feature of shutdown. Now I know if I'm starting to feel hopeless, that's shutdown. But even back then, no matter how dark things got, I didn't lose hope at my core because I had established this daily habit which was an anchor of hope for me. And even though it is only half the equation I'm going to cover in this video, it's unbelievably powerful on its own. It was the habit of getting morning sunlight as soon as I wake up. And it was transformational for more than one reasons. The morning sun literally represents the emotion of hope for me. Like no matter how difficult of a place I am in, I know for a fact that the sun is going to come up tomorrow and help me feel better at the level of my brain and nervous system. Basically without my permission. So what's going on in my brain and body when I feel this hope? When I go out to get the morning sun, 4 powerful neurochemicals are released in my brain. The first one is dopamine, which increases my motivation levels, feelings of well-being and focus. The second is cortisol, which has a negative rapport in society, but is very useful to wake you up and make you feel energized. Next, endorphins. They are the body's natural painkillers and they help you relieve stress. And finally, serotonin, which stabilizes my mood and makes me feel calmer. With respect to your nervous system, there's some fascinating research. When I go out and get the morning sun, it gently activates my sympathetic nervous system, which makes me feel energized, something I desperately needed in chronic shutdown. In fact, studies show that depressed people, that is people in shutdown response, chronic shutdown response, become less depressed when they regularly got morning sun exposure. But that's not it. Morning sun also improves my sleep by activating the parasympathetic nervous system later at night when my body is getting prepared to sleep and rest. And getting to know this fact motivates me a lot because I do everything in my power to optimize my sleep. I learned this crucial lesson that the most powerful rest and digest my nervous system has to offer me is sleep. What we just looked at were some of the benefits you'll experience instantly. Like tomorrow you get out to get morning sun, following the simple steps I'm about to suggest, and you'll feel all of these benefits. The real magic, however, is in how this habit resets your nervous system in the long run. The morning sun strengthens your vagus nerve in the long run. The way it does that is by increasing your heart rate variability. HRV, or heart rate variability, is the time difference in your heartbeats. Long story short, it's the single most definitive predictor of your vagus nerve strength, which is a nerve that regulates your autonomic nervous system. So it governs how you feel in any moment and how good you are at dealing with your emotions, stress in general. The other half of the habit is the highest ROI thing you can do. A couple of years ago, on my quest to improving the best rest and digest, that is my sleep, I was watching this podcast by Andrew Huberman on sleep, where I learned stuff about controlling light at night that took my sleep quality and as a result my nervous system to a next level. So your brain releases this chemical called melatonin that helps your body sleep and wind down. But what do you think your brain considers as a signal to release this melatonin? Light and darkness. It makes logical sense if you think about it, doesn't it? Sun comes up, it's bright, wake up. Sun goes down, it's dark, sleep. After approximately 14 hours of getting the morning sun, your brain releases melatonin, which is a signal to go sleep. But that signal gets disrupted if you expose your eyes to artificial light after the sunset. It's like giving the signal to wake up to your brain when it's time to go sleep. That is where Huberman suggests 3 really powerful practices to avoid these mixed signals. He has everything you need to know to reset your nervous system to feel alive again. The number one thing you can do daily is get morning sun for 2 to 10 minutes within an hour of waking up. This is a non-negotiable for me. It's the highest return on investment habit that I have had in the last half a decade. I do this when I'm sick. I do this when I wake up and shut down. I do this when I have plans. I do this when the world is ending. I don't care. You must increase the time if there is heavy cloud cover, but 2 minutes of direct sunlight on your face is enough for the benefits I just mentioned. The second is reduce nightlight exposure. Avoid using screens for at least an hour before sleeping and dim your lights 2 hours before sleeping. For practical purposes, I'm not that radical with this one, but I at least try to do my things under this warm lamp an hour prior to sleeping every night. I avoid screens an hour before bed, and I wear caps if I go into rooms that are well lit to prevent direct light on my eyes. And the third one is going out during the golden hour. It's not something that I do daily religiously. I don't prioritize it as much as the morning sun, but research shows going outdoors during the sunset time helps lessen the harmful effect of LED lights and devices post sunset on your melatonin levels, which in turn improves your sleep quality and helps you feel alive again. But for men, this emptiness actually goes way back and way deeper. If you want to understand it from its very roots, click here to watch this video next where I explain exactly that.